Hello, my name is Aya. Today I'll be teaching you how to make origami and furoshiki holiday wrapping from scrap paper and fabric. We will start with the origami paper wrapping. For the decoration, you will need one sheet of letter-sized paper and either double-sided tape or scotch tape. For the wrapping itself, you will need paper double the size of your gift. Scissors are also optional. First, you will need to divide the paper into 5 pieces. There will be 4 squares of different sizes for the tree branches and 1 rectangle for the tree trunk. The biggest square will be the width of the biggest branch, so make it as big or as little as you want. You can make the squares without scissors by simply creasing and tearing. Fold the corner of the square across the diagonal and crease along the edges of the square. It helps to use your fingernails and crease on both sides a few times to tear the paper easily. Hold one side of the paper and carefully tear away at the creases. If your tear didn't come out nicely, use scissors or simply tear it away carefully until you have a straight edge. Repeat this until you have 4 squares of different sizes. It's okay if your squares aren't perfectly proportionate, since real tree branches aren't perfect either. Starting with any of your square pieces, fold again across the diagonal so it forms a triangle. Then, fold across the opposite diagonal so it forms an even smaller triangle. Unfold completely, then fold the paper in half hot dog style so it forms a rectangle. Unfold once more, then fold in half again across the opposite direction. Unfold completely. You should see folds pointing in all directions like a compass. Hold the square so the flat edge is facing towards you. Using the creases you just made, push in one side of the square so it forms 2 points. Repeat this on the opposite side so you have a triangle with 4 flaps. Take the front flap on the right side and pull the point downwards along the middle crease. Repeat this on the front left flap so they form a diamond shape in the middle. Set this piece aside and repeat these steps for the remaining 3 squares. Take a small piece of tape and flip your biggest piece over. Place the tape along the very top point of the piece and flip back over. Take your second biggest piece and open up the hole on the bottom. Insert the biggest piece into the second biggest piece and align using the center diamond folds. Press the pieces together well so the tape adheres. You want to make sure you leave space between the pieces so you can see the defined branch shape. Repeat these steps with the remaining 2 pieces. But note that you do not need to put tape on the smallest piece. Take your leftover rectangular piece of paper from the scraps. This will become your tree trunk once folded into quarters, so make it as big or as small as you want. Here I am just making a smaller, more well-defined rectangle. Put tape along the top edge where the folds meet. Then place the rectangle in the hole of the biggest tree piece and press well to adhere. You now have your Christmas tree piece to place on top of your wrapping. For the wrapping itself, take a piece of paper that is double the size of your gift. Please note that this wrapping works best with square items. Fold the wrapping over the top of the gift, then press the paper into the upper left corner. Crease the diagonal fold that forms on top. Then fold it over across the top of the gift. Repeat this step on the opposite side and layer diagonal fold on top of the other fold. Now take the bottom fold on the left side and crease well. Fold it across the top once more. Repeat again on the right hand side. If one of the top folds is too short, simply fold about ½ inch underneath itself to hide the edges. You should now only have excess paper on the bottom. If there is too much paper, cut off the extra with scissors. Press the paper into both bottom corners. Fold the paper up once over itself, then put double-sided tape along the inside to seal. Finally, place your Christmas tree decoration in one of the folds, taping it down as necessary. For the Furoshiki cloth wrapping, take any square piece of fabric you have. If you don't have a square piece of fabric, sew together remnants until you have a square piece. You want the square to be about 2 times the size of your gift. Place your fabric so the point is facing towards you. Place the gift in the very middle of the fabric. Take the left tip of fabric and fold it over towards the right until it is snug against the gift. Take the right tip and fold it over to the left so it is snug against the gift. Take the top and bottom points and bring them together in the middle. Tie it closed. Then fold the excess underneath. You have now learned 2 Japanese folding and wrapping techniques called origami and furoshiki. If you would like further information, please visit the Makerspace page.